A blessed good evening to one and all. Here again in this churchyard of St. Jude's Anglican Church. This is a part of the cemetery. So I'm in the heart of Barbados, in the center of the island, in the parish of St. George. St. Jude's is one of the four Anglican churches in St. George. There's St. George Parish Church, there's St. Luke, St. Jude's, and St. Augustine. And St. Jude's Anglican Church was established in 1836. So it is an ancient church. And I'm in the parish of St. George, which is my father's birth parish. For those of you who don't know who my father is, Satchmore, that sings, the famous singer and songwriter Satchmore, is my father, and he originated from the parish of St. George. Satchmore used to sing with the Sand Pebbles group years ago, and he also wrote songs with Wendy Allen. He wrote songs for Wendy Allen, Shara Hackett, and Carolyn Leacock. But Satchmore is my father. The grave of Doreen C. Miller. Miriam Callender, and Melanie Eversley. So let's come out to this cemetery now. So St. George is the third largest parish in Barbados. St. George was carved out of the parish of St. Michael between 1640 and 1641. So St. Michael is the mother parish and St. George was carved out of it. You see the mango tree here? We got a mango tree in this churchyard. So this is a mango tree here in the churchyard. So this is beautiful country life here in Barbados. So St. Jude's Church is situated in the village, St. Jude's Village. There is a track here from St. Jude's Church, behind the church, that can lead you back to Ashbury in St. George and back to Golden Ridge and Sweet Bottom, Sweet Vale area, also in St. George. All country life here. So you can access Ashbury and Golden Ridge and Sweet Bottom area in that part of St. George from somewhere out behind here, a track that leads you to out there. So St. George is made up of rolling hills and lush greenery. So this is my father's birth parish, the parish of St. George. That's where my father's origin began. Satchmore, famous singer, songwriter, Satchmore. He is my father, and he is from St. George. So this is the church cemetery, at least one half of it. Here's a quiet area though. So this is a country church, a little country church, a small church. The other day, the former rector of St. Carrington, who was the priest here from 1982 to 1989, he passed away. He died the other day. He was buried at St. Paul's Anglican Church at Bay Street. St. Carrington's first curacy as priest in charge of the church was at St. Jude's from 1982 to 1989. Miss Orton, Mommy Orton, and her husband, Daddy Orton, are well-known members of this church. Miss Orton sings in the choir, and her husband is still the sexton and caretaker of the church. They're in their 90s and still going strong. Miss Dean, the organist, is also in her 90s and still playing the organ very well here at St. Jude's. The famous draftsman Suki King was also brought up here at St. Jude's Church, was also married there as well. This is St. Jude's Village. So this is the top of the village. Our national anthem has in the words, "These fields and hills beyond recall are now our very own. We write our names on history's page with expectations great, strict guidance of our heritage, firm craftsmen of our faith." And those words are true as John 3:16. So Miss Dean is still playing the organ and still driving her car at 93 years. Come back down to the school. Alright, so I look at St. Jude's Church again. St. Jude's Anglican Church. So this is what our beautiful countryside looks like here in Barbados. I was a bit skeptical of coming up here doing this, but my mind told me to come to here today. So here I am. Theophilus Homes, Darnley Airguard, the Costa Homes, Ermine, Bronte Homes, Trevor Patricia Holmes Curtin. These are all the Holmes family and one Curtin. The Smith family, I believe that these Smiths are related to the Reverend Adrian Smith, who is the priest in charge of the Calvary Moravian Church in town. He is from this part of St. George as well. He is my brother's good friend. The Paris family. So this is another ancient church, historic church. It is a small church, not a big church as big as St. George Parish Church or the cathedral, but this is a big church. This is an ancient church. The Burton family graves here. Alright, so here's a very quiet, peaceful area. Anyhow, I close off this video shortly. You can see the mango tree in the churchyard, and there's also another mango tree here as well. Anyhow, thanks for watching now. The current priest in charge of St. Jude's now is the Reverend Susan Archer. And this is the priest's residence, the parish for the church. Anyhow, thanks for watching now. Have a blessed evening. And stay tuned for more videos of Barbados. In good old St. Jude's. It's glad to be back here after all this while. It's good to be back at one of my favorite churches in Barbados, St. Jude's Anglican Episcopal Church. Thanks for watching now, guys, and have a blessed evening.